Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Igor and I'm one of the co-founders of Operately, a business software focusing on operational excellence. Today I'm going to live code a part of Operately. More specifically, I will implement this part on the objective screen. And this part is communicating about the key results on a particular objective. And key results are basically measuring how good you are at progressing with your goal, or are you basically on track to fulfill that goal, or should we take some actions, maybe cancel that goal, maybe refocus or involve multiple people into that achieving that goal. So this is design screen in Figma. This is in progress, but it's a good start to know what we want to implement. And in parallel to this, I want to open the development version of Operately and to start adding this part into it. So I will jump to my terminal to start the development server. The first thing I will do is jump into my development machine. So dev box, and when I'm here, I want to go to the Operately part and start the development server. The development server is listening on port 4000, so we can open it in my browser with this, and I can log in, of course. And let's jump to objectives. I think I have two of them covered here, so let's, for example, jump here. This page is obviously not designed to full extent. Basically, I didn't want to invest any time in making a design that will not be used. But in the meantime, I can start adding elements to the application, like displaying the champion, displaying the title, displaying the description, and today I want to continue with displaying the key results. So, what should we do first? Well, how I like to start my day is create a feature branch, which would be show key results on objective screen. And when I have that, the next thing that is usually a good thing to start with is open up a feature file, and we have a scenario for viewing an objective. Let's also add a scenario for viewing key results on an objective. So what do I need for this? Well, first, given I'm logged in as a user, is a good start. I need to have a user who is, I need to have a person in my organization who will be the champion of this. And I would like to have an existing objective. Basically, I'm copying the steps from the previous one. And finally, let's also make sure that we are on the objective page. One new thing here is it would be very good to have some existing key results. So, and I have a key results increase support happiness score for maintain support happiness. I don't particularly like how Copilot named this, but I can name it, for example, maintain support happiness. So let's say increase happiness score by 10%. increase happiness score by 10% in Q2. So a good example how you should always look at key results. They should be very specific to what you want to achieve. For example, if you want to increase it by some number, and the other thing is to have very specific time limits or time goals. For example, if this is Q2 2022, this is a good start. So when I'm on the objective page, then I should see basically this, and I should see that is pending, because we didn't set any status for this. It makes sense for it to be in the pending state. So split it out, make test file equals test features OKR, so test this. Probably the thing that will now save me is that I don't have some of these steps implemented. So let's implement them in a separate file, which is OKR's test. I can probably go to the end of this file, and I have a key result called, let's say, name for the objective, name objective. This is missed objective, and this is name and objective. Okay, and basically this is an interesting approach that it is allowing me, but I think this will not be correct. Save it and run the tests again. So now it says that I need this other step for this to work. So I should see name in the, what was it? In the state. What, this is weird. So I should see this in pending. I should see this in the. I'm actually implementing the other thing. So let's start again with this, and so I should see name in objective, objective key result, and it's name, name, objective, and objective state, and will it see something? Yes, it can assert that it has this text. Let's see if we have any other steps to implement. Yes, we have. I should see that something is in this. Let's also add this. Let's revert this with pending status. Okay. Yeah, this is more meaningful to see it like this. So going here, I should see that that is or has status pending. That makes more grammatical sense. I should see that increase happiness score by 10% in Q2 has status pending. Let's also adapt it here. I should see that something has status something, status, status, so I don't need this, name, status, okay. So it's probably good enough to assert that this pending is actually visible on the page. Okay, let's see if all the steps are now implemented. They are. Of course, now it's pointing out that this thing does not exist. Let's comment it out. And yeah, it is failing. One thing I like to do here is session take screenshot. Okay, I don't need this. Just to have a screenshot of what I'm actually looking at in the application. And these screenshots are also served in my local host, but they are on a different port. They are on port 8000, and this will be my last screenshot. Okay, so this is probably not it. I should be on the page. This is the list of objectives, but what I want is to be on the objective page. So make test screenshot clear. That is the first thing I will do. I don't need those screenshots anymore. Where did I go wrong? I'm on the objectives page. Yeah, I'm on the I don't want to be on the index page. I want to be on the objective page, like on the show page. Okay, I will probably now miss one more step. Let's take that and I'm on the name objective page, name, state, okay. And this is probably something that I can implement as well right now. And it would be something similar to objective. Uprightly get objective by name. Yes, that makes sense. I think we don't have it implemented. And then state session visit this page. Yes. The only thing I need to implement for that is to go to the OKRs context, and at some point I should do, let's see, where are my gets? So def get objective by name, objective repo get by name. Yes, that makes sense, particularly in tests. Okay, it passed that step, and I should now have a screenshot where I'm on that page. Well, this is not it. Why is that? I assume, but we'll need to check this out, is I went to that page, but I didn't wait for the page to transition. So I have a helper for that, which is feature case, wait for page to load, wait for page to load, and the page I'm waiting for is this one. Okay, so I visit that page and I wait for the loader to load it before I go on and take a screenshot. Let's run the tests again. Okay, so yeah, I'm on that page, which is probably a good start for the tests. And as we reach this part, let's try out what we added. So get objective by name, that makes sense. We added a new scenario in the OKRs feature and implemented some of those steps. So I will add a new commit for this. Specify viewing key results on the objective page. So this is just a specification. We didn't implement actually anything yet. Well, yeah, that was, this last part was about adding a signature to the commit. I can also push it to Git as well. So let's start now by actually implementing some of those stuff. So where should we go to start the implementation? Well, one part where we can go is JS, and then in this JS I have a bunch of pages, and the page that I'm interested in is the objective page. What we have here currently. So we have a GraphQL query that is querying the objective, and it's returning ID, name, description, the name of the owner, and the title. And when I get that, I'm returning this piece of HTML, which is displaying the page title. It is this part. Then it is displaying the description. And finally, it is displaying the champion of this objective. The next step would be, well, key results for this particular objective. I don't have it implemented yet, but the good thing should be, one thing to do is to say it like this. I will create a new file, import React from React. I probably don't need that, but let's export default function key results. Let's return something like this. Yes, this makes sense for now, and here we need to import it. So these are key results, and we are importing it from a local file. Well, it's a good start. It looks like shit, but it's on the good track. So key results. Now, the thing we want to do here is probably to load those key results from a backend system. So we can, for example, get key results query, get key results, and here we have objective ID, which is an ID. And what I'm returning are key results with objective ID. And what I will have is I want to know the ID of those key results. I want to know the name. I don't have this, and I want to have the status. Status is that field, the last field that we have implemented. The last thing that we want to status, key result completion will probably come later. But for now, let's focus on status and key results. Going back to the implementation. Okay, so we have this GraphQL query. The next step would be to actually load it from the server. We don't need a parameter, but we need this use query. And here it is objective ID. It's also good to write types out. And objective ID is not a number, it's a string. So objective ID, it would be nicer to implement it here. And no, I don't need fetch policy for this. No, what can I do? So if it's loading or in error, what I would like to do is display a loading message or an error message. I think this is actually a bug because this should be translated. I don't like the part that it's not translated to other languages, but okay, let's keep it like this. The key results part should definitely be translated. I want to ask for a translation like this, and here I need the T. Use translation, okay, import use translation from React Internationalization next. And T is declared but never used. Okay, this is my mistake because it should be like this. Okay, cannot query field, key results on type, whatever, unknown argument. That's good. No. I wrote it out like this, but actually I'm passing it like this. And with this, I will have a new key results section I will have a new key results section on this page. So now we have this. Let's focus on getting the key results. Let's get the key results. To get this, we need to go to Operative Web, schemas, and first define a new object, which is a key result. And the key result object should have a field. Whoa, it gave me a bunch of fields. But yeah, these are mostly correct, but I will ignore them because I want to have it like this. And in the query part, what I want is field key results, and in Elixir it's actually a bit different. So I'm querying for key results. I will return a list of key results, and now it offered me to expose it, to query it with this. But this code is nice, but it actually doesn't look like this in the actual application. In the application, we have key results, which are owned by an objective, and it's under the objective OKR context. So let's go to that context and get key results. Okay, we don't have the plural form of that, so get key results for an objective. Should I have an objective or just objective ID? Let's go with objective ID. I don't want to load the whole entity into memory if I don't have to. Which would be repo all objective ID. I'm not quite sure about this. I would actually like to write it out with from key results in this. For me, this is much more readable, where key result objective ID is objective ID. That makes sense. And here say I want to return this query. So let's fix it with this OKRs list, not get key results. It's a good point. Maybe it should be a list key results. Let's go with list key results. List key results, and in this case, let's also put it as part of the list actions where the lists are. So list key results for a particular objective. And going here, key results, objective, operately OKRs, list key results. What I want to pass here is objective ID. And if I'm correct, it will come with this, and it will have, it will be like this. This is basically assumption, but let's try it out. So, does it work? Error unknown argument objective ID on field key results of type root query type. This says nothing to me. No, actually it does say something. I need to have an objective ID argument for this query. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Let's see the error. Function, so I'm reading this, function operately is undefined or private. Well, that is not correct, definitely. Let's see why. Why is that the case? So operately OKRs list key results with a bang. Okay, let's put a bang on the end. And what did we get? Key results. Okay, we are getting somewhere. So this will return the key results. Of course, we don't have any in the database. So let's jump to the console of the server here and say operately OKRs create key results. Do I have something like this? Yes, I have. Unfortunately, I don't know the parameters here. So it is name something. Let's say A. Then description, I think I need a description is B. What will it say? Okay, unit can be blank. Unit percentage. Okay, what else? Target. What is my target for this? For this, let's say it's 10. Direction is up. And objective ID, oh, well, that will be a bit trickier, but actually not. I remember that I have it right here, which is, what is this? Target can be blank. Direction is invalid. Okay, above. Objective ID. Target 10. Why does it say target when I definitely included a target. Let's try something else. So these are all good. Target 10. Okay, it listed it. It actually listed it. Cannot return non-null for non-nullable field. I think I know what is the problem. And the problem is that key results as they are now don't have a status. So let's make this a bit simpler for us to get to at least some happy path, and that would be to not require the status for this. Okay, so the status is no longer required. Now it would be good to have a key result. Key result name. Okay, so Copilot gave me a pretty good start. I don't want this to be any type. Let's make sure that I have ID name. Okay, good start. Key result, and here I will do okay, key result this, but of course we also want to have a key which is the index in React. For list items you usually want to include the index as well. Okay, nice. It actually displayed A, which is a small step, but it's a significant step. That means that we are now able to communicate with the backend system. We are able to fetch some things from that backend system, and we can fetch something from the backend system, and we can display it in React. This is a good point where we should probably make a commit. So connect. So create a new. What should be? Fetch and display key results from the objective page. Okay. So we have this. Let's also run our tests. What do we get now that we have these tests running? Okay, still not happy about that part. Let's see the latest screenshot. Oh, it just says key results. Okay, because we didn't create any key results in the tests. Well, we can fix that definitely. And this is probably a part where we can focus on that. So let's go to that particular test, which are in tests, features, OKR tests, and it is about this part. So get objective by name. Do I have that? Let's jump to OKRs. Get objective by name. I do have that, which is nice. Then OKR fixture, key result fixture, I have that as well. I have the name and objective. Okay. With this, I should have created such a thing in the tests. Which the error was different. Let's see how the screenshot looks. It doesn't show anything. That is not particularly good for us. Let's see why that is the case. So tests, features, OKR tests, EXS. Okay, so we definitely passed this part. I am on the sum page. Okay. Okay. So maybe I can. Okay, I understand one part. When I go to that page, there is some asynchronous loading. So just to make sure that that is not the problem here, I will add temporarily sleep. That is not a good pattern, but when you are in the development mode, it's a good idea to test, okay, would this task be fixed just by adding some little time? And if yes, you can implement some valid strategies how to address this. Okay, so it was a timing part. Increase happiness score by 10% in Q2. Nice. I don't like how it's formatted, but it is actually displaying what I wanted. Okay, and how it looks in here, it just says A. Fair. So what did I do? Okay, let's remove the timer. Pass the key result name lookup test. Nice. Next step. This will be a bit more visual. So I will go to assets.js, assets.js, pages, pages, and I want the objective page with key results. And one thing that would help me with this is maybe to create several more of these key results, just so I can see them in the increase happiness score by 10%. What can I do else? One other thing could be to introduce Zendesk as a support platform. Okay, can I see them in the UI? I can. They look very bad, but it's a start. So if I don't need this page. What I want to do now is maybe delete that key results with the name A. I don't particularly like it, but maybe that's not so easy to do right now. Let's ignore this. Going back to this. Well, the Figma design is displaying a table. Okay, if the table is if the table has some roundness, it has some titles. Okay, how to implement something like that? Well, this is where I take out my partially existing CSS skills just to implement something. And let's say what I want is table and table, headers. Maybe I can pass them just like this, headers, headers, and const headers. What should be my headers? Be status, completion, key results. Status, completion, key result, and last updated. Okay, these are my unexpected application error. Okay, why is that? Well, pretty simple. I don't have anything that's called a key result, or not key result. I don't have anything that's called a table. Headers is a list of strings. Yeah, that's a good start. Return margin top 4, of course. Flex, gap 2, item center. All of these make sense. They are also rounded, and they have a border, let's say gray 2200. Well, it is still not displaying it. Border gray 200 because I want a border. Okay, that is starting to look like this. So. Let's display the headers. The headers would be div class name, flex call, gap 2, not flex column, just flex. And do I want them bold? No, maybe I want them small and uppercase. Okay, this is starting to look like it. And let's make sure that all of these have at least some minimal size, or we can pass that as some column widths. Column widths. Let's say first column. I don't like that. Maybe V32. V32 for the completion. This can flex 1. Flex 1 means expand. And the last one can be V32. So column widths are column widths. Okay, this is starting to make sense. So column widths. Let me create an interface for these table props. They are becoming messy. Okay, headers. These are table props. Okay, column widths. What can I do with the column widths? Well, if I have those and I have the index, then I can convert this to this and add a space, plus I can, inject those special styles for those things that I want. Did I get this correctly? Status, completion, key results, and last updated. Well, the key results part is not looking so good. But why is that? Why is that? Because I want to justify between them. Maybe I'm wrong. So, looking at this, justify between, space between. Yes, that is correct. What is on the third one? Flex 1. Isn't it how this should look? Maybe I'm wrong about that one. But okay, let's move forward. This thing also should have some paddings. Okay, maybe 4, and vertically 1. I just want to have some good placeholder for how this is looking. Well, it is starting to look like it. One thing I'm noticing is it doesn't have the uppercase class implemented. So let's go without that uppercase class. Status, completion, key results, and last updated. Maybe even this is too much. Status, completion, key results, last updated. Okay. And finally, border gray 200, and actually maybe stone. I kind of like that color a bit more. Well, that is interesting, because I want just to be on the bottom. Okay, good start. What is actually the problem here? So this should be V100. Fill the whole view. Or maybe not V100, but flex 1 on this as well. Yeah, that's it. So status, completion, key results, last updated. One thing I don't really need anymore is this. Status, completion, key results, last updated. Looks good. And this is text right. Is it text right? For now it will be a good start. Column classes. Column classes. Yeah, column classes is a better name. Classes. Column classes. Okay, where else should I inject that? Column classes. Column classes and column classes. Okay, status, completion, key results, last updated. Looks good. And now the rows. So for the rows, I will take const rows and maybe not like this, but I can take this data that I got from my API, and I can do data key results. I don't know why it wants to sort it. Map key result. Okay, and when I have the key result, then I can I just pass this as columns to this? I cannot. I need it to be in a array format. I want to do it like this, but maybe index-based columns are not so good, because if I change the headers, I would need to change how this looks as well. So maybe to do it like this, I can return an object which will use the header name, but header names aren't so good. Maybe let's add some kind of ID, status, label, status. That makes sense. Completion, label, completion, ID. Come on, complete it. Key results, last updated. Now I will have this, which is, not part of the actual string that is being displayed, which means that here I can also use it. Maybe I can just copy this part of the code, inject it here, fix it with class name, fix it with this class name, like this, class name is something like this. Okay, header, column classes, and here I will also use these IDs. So it will be, now that I look at this, maybe I shouldn't use ID and this, but maybe a better option would be to just do it like this, because I will need to look up every element. I will need to look up by iterating over the whole array, while I can use a hash, which would be much faster. So this is like this. Oh, but then I don't have the indexes. That's a bad idea. Okay, I can do it with this column classes, and here I can do ID ID status, and for the status I will say pending. Then completion or completion, I can do something. I don't yet have those things. The third element is key result, and here I will use key results dot name, ID last updated. I don't have that field as well. So now I have made some changes in the data, but I didn't update my table, and these are actually the rows of my table. Rows, I will not have any element inside of it. Header, column classes, rows. So header is I don't even know what it is, but header is, I will take, it will not be this, but it will be a header interface. It will have an ID and label. So this is a header, and on the header I can do header dot label, and now it would be very good if I could look it up by ID, which maybe I can. Maybe I went overboard with converting everything to an array. The information about the order can be preserved on the headers, while on the column classes I can basically do something like, let's do a macro for this. So this, jump to that, replace it with this, delete till that, this next line quit. If you are not, if you are surprised by this, you should really learn Vim and macros because it helps a lot. Okay, so the errors are this. And I can do the same thing here. So a macro to convert this to something, an object-like thing, would be jump to this, delete till this, delete these as well, jump to the quotes, delete the quotes, replace it with that, delete till the next column, display the value, go to the end, and next line. So repeat it, and this needs to be an object. Okay, what do I have now? I will not look it up by this, but by header.id. Still looks to be working, but you know, I'm not so confident this time. And these would be the rows. So these are the headers, these are the rows. In the rows, I will again go over every rows, map row, row index. I of course want to accept rows as well. I will do this later. So rows, I have a row, and the interface for the row is that correct? Oh, later down the line this might not be a string but a JSX element, but this looks good so far. So row, index something. Then go over every header, and based on the header, I will create lines. So each row, each header, and the index is coming from this class name. This is still good, but the value would be row of header.id. Is that correct? Something is unexpected. So this looks good. I need to do headers dot. Why does it have a problem with headers dot? Okay, this seems to be correct. Okay, so it displayed it in a row, but what I want to display it is in columns. So flex column. This is confusing me a bit. So the header is good. Pending something, that's something, and then again, and then again. So this is messing up something, and the thing that it is messing up is actually I have rows inside of which I have elements, inside of which I have row, and then columns are inside of that. So this should look like this. Does it work now? Almost. I don't like it, but I see where it made that mistake. So every row should extend completely to fill up its parent. So width full. Okay, and I need to repeat this on every line here as well. But full. Okay, this is starting to look pretty nice. Pretty nice. With this, I should actually even be able to run my tests and see a bunch of stuff. Text pending was not found. Well, text pending was not found because it's in uppercase. But we can fix that later. How did it look pending? Something last updated completion. Okay, this is looking to be on the right track. So maybe some fix in the tests to look for an uppercase pending status. And oh, nice. Fulfill the tests for viewing key results on the objective page. Now that I have that, I would do some cosmetic changes. So, for example, I would add badges around these. And to do that, I can go back to assets.js, pages, objective page, key results. So what should I do to achieve that? Well, the first thing I would do is maybe separate out some of these things because they are a bit messy. Table row. And the table row should still accept headers, but it should only take one row, which is, yeah, this is correct. This is did it correctly index? I can do that there. Column classes. Yeah, I need those as well. Or maybe I can do just class name here. So class name on the actual row and class name, headers, class name is string. Let's also use it here. So table row row ID. Okay, makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Headers is not defined. But they are. Table row index. Headers. Did I not pass it in? Did you mean headers? Headers. No, it's still mistyped. Headers. Yes. Headers. Okay. Successfully extracted this. Function table header row. That one needs only headers, and that one only needs. This is actually not correct. It is column classes. Okay, and it needs column classes. Headers, column classes. Okay, and yeah, it should also be present here. Column classes, nice. Just to make sure that everything is correct. So return table header row, table row, table. Okay, table row. What does it? Property column class is missing in type. Whatever. Table header row. I need that as well. Okay. Cannot read properties of undefined reading status. What is undefined? Is it the header? No, it's the rows. Table row. These are column classes. Okay. Now what I don't like is interface for. I don't have an interface for table props. So headers, that is good. That is good. Rows is this, so I can do table props is what I want to receive here. Interface table row props, headers row. This is okay. This is descriptive. And let's also use it here. And also here. Interface headers, column classes, header column classes, header row props. Okay, still working, which is good. But I will now extract it because it is somehow in my way in this file. So dedicated table record would be basically these stuff. So header row, table props, table, and this would be export default. Something is import React from React. Okay, this file looks good. Import table from table. Okay. Okay, this is no longer used. And let's run the tests. If they still work, then this small refactoring stuff was actually good. They still work. So refactor table listing for refactor table listing for key results. Push. And what we also failed to do. So it is assets.js, objective page, index. What we failed to do is these things need to be translated. This is, am I on the right page? Key result. Let's go to the key results. Okay, so these things need to be translated because we want to support. For this one, I know that the one that is describing it is in there. Okay. But for these, I actually think that I don't have anything for that. So it is the, let's say, key result results status. Okay, now it's replaced it with this. Let's go to the translation file and add something how the structure looks here, forms. And I can probably go here, key results, and status is status, completion is completion, then last updated is last updated, key results is key result. Okay, let's go completion, translate key results, that's correct. The last updated. I'm not really sure about these titles, but they can work. Status. Pending. Says I will only define pending. Let's see if this works. It does work. Okay, but now we also need to provide it in Serbian. In Serbian, the status is, well, not like that. It's like this. Of course. And the status is pending. How do you say pending in Serbian? Well, I'm actually a native Serbian speaker and I cannot say that. It's well, something about waiting. Let's translate this with google.com. So it's pending. Well, it's not Lavdechina Lochen. I don't like that as well. It should be something about starting out and all the things that it is offering me are not that. Let's go with this. I would say that it's not the correct word, but you know, it's something. Let's go with the Hungarian forms. So in Hungarian, this might be a bit easier. Status, yes. This is teljesítés. Well, it is last updated, utolsó frissítés. Frissítés. Utolsó, it should be something like, not frissítés, because frissítés means last time you refreshed it. I don't have a better word now. Kulcs eredmény, that is good. Pending, folyamatban. This is also weird. Indítás. Indítás is a better word in Hungarian. Do I have some Japanese? This will be the hardest probably. So status. Is this really status? From Japanese, it's yotai. Well, yeah, that is not. I want maybe this shoe. No, that's not correct. This is where I probably would need. Well, let's write it out with katakana. That's always a good option. Completion. Is this correct? Completion. Well, it is. Last updated. This is day. This. Well, I can specify the day or the day and time. I think the day. I mean, just general is good. Key results. Key resulto. Well, that's interesting. And pending is. I know that this is for starting, this is for opening. Probably a good combination. Okay, but of course we need to check if this actually works in some other language. So Japanese, let's try it out. It seems to be working. So provide translations for every element in the key results table. And now the last thing I want to do is go to the objective page, go to key results, and have a status badge. So the status badge would be first let's do this. pending is okay. The status badge would be passed from here. So function status badge as an element, status return let's see, status badge. I will move this here. I need that one. Status badge. This needs to be changed to this. And this should be like this. But it's not in progress, it's pending. Okay, a bit I don't like it, but let's take, okay, so darker gray. Let's take some, I also don't like such small fonts, bold, and stone. Let's go with a bit, darker color. Okay. Then, and the text stone with this. Do I need it to be bold? Looks good. I mean, at least it looks good in Japanese, but let's make it look good in English as well. In English, it would be pending. Well, in the actual design when we get it, it will be better, but so far we have a good status badge, and the status badge could be also extracted from here because it is taking up space unnecessarily. Import React from React, import use translation, and export default function. Status badge from status badge, everything looks good, but I have one problem, and that is I think in the table the rows are now saying string, when in actuality it could be string or JSX element. And one last cosmetic change would be table row on hover bg stone, I don't know, 100. But there is an obvious mistake with this, and the mistake is that I have some gaps. It's actually very good that this was hovered. So the gap here is okay, but the gap between rows is not how it looks like now. Okay, but if I don't have that gap, then I should have some paddings on the epsilon axis, maybe 2. Why is it not changing anything? Okay, so I made a mistake here. It should be here. Okay, the padding is not 2. The padding should be 2 here as well. Let's add it to this. Text small is acceptable on the headers. So yeah, I think this is I have one mistake here, and that I have 2 borders here. So instead of having it on the header, I will just say that every row that's added has a top. Yeah, now it's that duplication is gone. Okay, let's finally run all the tests. And if the tests are passing, I will complete this session because I got to a pretty good state with this. All the tests are passing. So let's see the final commit. And the final commit is we have introduced the status badge. So introduce a status badge for key results. Basically, that would be it. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe, please like this video, please follow us on social media, join us on the Discord channel, come take a look at this pull request on GitHub, and see you the next time. Bye.